Welcome to episode 40 of my Sorare journey. But I think I can do that a bit better. If you haven't worked out already, this means it is game week 292. Celtic are back, European football's back. I can finally put some teams out, so it's about time I update you on how it's going. This game week, I really am kind of focusing on one or two teams. I've put out, I think, 5, but realistically, it's only 2 I'm focusing on. And Challenger Europe is off to an absolute flyer. Adrian Treble with a 92 before bonuses, which is a 96 post bonuses. And who's left? The Celtic boys to bring it home against Aberdeen, so it's going to be tough. Also, if you were to check the leaderboard, you'll see there's some monster scores already up there. So if I can flick to first place here, Nando's put up a 477 with what is pretty much, I know it's very, very small to see there, but it's pretty much a Zenit stack with an interesting keeper choice. But, you know, we still believe, we hope for the best. Captain Jota till we die. The big benefit I might have with these cards is the XP, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Great little pickup wage and treble just before the game week closed. Basically, I was short of a midfielder. You know, I didn't trust Turnbull to start. I thought Rio is an all-right choice, but not a top scorer. And then I thought Callum McGregor is a little bit overpriced for his kind of scores when, you know, for £100 is basically what I got this treble guy for. Like I was saying, I got treble here for £100. You know, he was selling for about 124. I think someone wanted them listed and sold before the game week deadline, either so they could change one of their own teams or they were just scared he wasn't going to start. But ultimately, look at the scores this guy puts up. If you're wondering why he's so cheap, it's because he's just come back into the team. The guy that got him off, let me just show you this here if I can. He pretty much, and this isn't the only guy that's done it, right? If you go to any of these on sale, which I was trying to pick up, thankfully he's gone up in value a little bit since then. What I was trying to get at there is basically someone was picking these cards up for £2 ago, just 11 months ago, and now can sell them for £150. So fair play to Dame Time. I did try and get mine off him, but he wasn't having any of it. I was trying to get a good bargain, but obviously he's got so many of them. He's made a good profit. He probably doesn't really care. And if someone comes in a list below the floor, I snap it up as quickly as I can. And then I watched a man for Anderlecht today put an absolute monster performance in. He got a clearance off the line here, and it was a really crucial clearance off the line. It wasn't one of those dodgy ones. Like, he absolutely saved the goal. So deserved decisive, you know, putting up, what is that, 96 and 98 is that? I'm not sure why it says 98 here. You know, maybe that's after, that's with the new scoring metrics, sorry. So that's a whole new ball game, right? We've got to talk about the new scoring metrics, how it affects my club and what I think of it in general. But yeah, you know, really good start basically is what I'm trying to get at here. Can the Celtic boys bring it home tomorrow? Who knows? If I check the leaderboards here, we'll see how many places are up available. I actually don't have any idea how many places are getting star rares or star limited, sorry, in this case. So essentially, it's going to be the top 20. That's going to be tough to sneak into. I did have the choice of putting this in All-Star. I don't actually have an All-Star team out, but I went with Challenger. I thought I don't know enough of the other fixtures and how good they are. We'll see how that turns out for me in the end. You know, it's very dubious on which people prefer. I'm a bit, you know, apprehensive myself on what is the best option. I chop and change. Besides that, you know, we're looking at a threshold team. So the big risk today was Reece Williams. Will he play for Blackpool? Looks like he has. He put up a solid score of 52. Next up, Callum McGregor, Leo Abada, dies in Maeda. Not expecting Abada to start, and you know, obviously with no goalkeeper this game, it's going to be tough. But we're just trying to hit those thresholds. I have got, you know, my goalkeeper secured for the rest of the season, so hopefully he doesn't have an injury. But you know, the chance to win £41 twice a game week is still very fun, even for a limited whale like me. So the last time I updated you guys, you would have seen I bought the main man, Kylian Mbappe, the biggest acquisition for the club. So let's see what's been going on since then. Ultimately, what we've been doing isn't too much business because we spent most of our money, but we've picked up Mark Flecken, Sergio Gomez, and as we've already spoke about, Adrian Treble. In order to understand, you know, why we've picked up Gomez and Flecken, I'm going to need to run through my 294 teams. Obviously, you want to plan as much as you can, and the Sorare data lineup builder is so handy for that. So let me go through them. The under 23 limited team, you've pretty much seen a lot from before. Enzo Fernandez might be swapped out long term for kind of Sebastian Szymanski. He's basically just moved to Feyenoord, which is going to be fantastic for his scores, I think. And Enzo, we're yet to see how he's going to fit into Benfica, but always great to have that depth, as I spoke about before. Champion Europe, we're actually missing a midfielder for this week. The reason for that is La Liga and Serie A come back late. So we've got Pellegrini, Toni Kroos, Pedri, and none of them are playing. I couldn't believe it when I was checking. I've known this for a little while. That's why I've built up a little leaf balance here of £140. And who I'm actually after here is Dimitri Payet. So I'm not sure when I'm going to pick him up or if I'm going to pick him up. It all depends on price, basically. But you can see someone bid 122 here and someone's undercut the market for 121. So a little tip about the limited leagues, it's all about kind of when you're in possession of kind of selling power or buying power. In this case, I'm in buying power. The reason for that, he's undercut the market. He must be quite desperate to sell. And then alternatively, we've got, free auctions coming up, which we could buy. Say if we just filter to the limited cards here, we basically got free options. So I can kind of even chop him down at 121, maybe try and get him for 114, 115. Alternatively, if he's not buying, I can just snap that up or put a 113 bid on this. The 113 bid's obviously a bit more risky because the 1 day, 22 hours, people might decide, since then they want Dimitri Payet, there's no more on the market, all the rest of it. But ultimately, hopefully I can get a good price for him. I do think he's undervalued because his last five is absolutely horrific. He had a bad end to the season. I think he got injured, so that's one thing people overlook, and then his age as well. At 35, it could be a bit of a risk, but for me, if you've seen Dimitri Payet play, it doesn't really matter too much. And then we'd have to go back to the other lineup builders. So that would fill in the Champion Europe team. Should be an absolute monster. So Challenger Europe, this is not the team I'll be playing with. Like I said, I've made these teams well in advance, so I know my weaknesses. I can build up funds if I need them. I can go out and get players. I know who to sell. I know who to buy. Essentially, between Rio and Turnbull, there's too much rotation. I don't think they'll put enough good scores in. So maybe, the treble we've just bought fits in there. All-Star Rare is playing, they look like a pretty solid team. Instead of Leo Labada here, we might be able to put someone who's just back from injury. But, Reece Williams, it's still yet to see how he plays. We could strengthen with a defender, but, it's not going to be crucial there. So I might focus other areas. And then everyone's been going on about Specialist Limited League, how it's one of the best rewarding leagues. I fully agree. So I've tried to get ahead of the curve here. I got Mark Flecken, who's a less than 40 average goalkeeper across the last 15, when really he's a pretty solid player. And also, if you can fill in your goalkeeper spot with a less than 40 player, it means your other players can get higher scores, higher ceilings, basically. So essentially, that is the plan. A lot of these players won't be in there. Sergio Gomez could be a good shout if he's back from his injury. Hartwood Bella's probably not good enough. Daryl Dike was going to be my less than 40. I might need to go out and get another one now. I think I actually know who I'm going to get, but I'll leave that as a cliffhanger for next time. But Daryl Dike basically didn't play today, so I don't want to put that risk. I might put a really monster team out in Specialist Limited League. So yeah, very excited for game week 292. Then we have game week 294, which starts on the 5th of August. And what else is happening on the 5th of August? If you do know, fair play to you. And I'm not talking about the Premier League restart, so that should be an absolute great time. And then beyond that, game week 296, we get La Liga coming back. Someone like Toni Kroos looks like he would benefit from the scoring matrix. One of the reasons I got Sergio Gomez is I got a great tip from Harry Trades that essentially he's going to score well under the new matrix. Doesn't really show it here, but there's so many different variations of this I've seen come up. I've seen people gain 7 points and I've seen them gain 2. So if you look back across kind of the last 3 months, I actually sold them for £103, which is quite convenient because it was a good sale. You see, on the day, higher than everyone else, so that's good. And then come back and I picked them up exactly the same price for £103. So, if you can do that, generally that's quite good. A month before the season starts, you're getting them for the same price. And then, when people realise pretty much similar as me and he was coming back from injury, he's already up 50, 60%. So that's fantastic. Thanks for that, Harry. I've been going on a lot of Harry Trades live, so go check them out. You can go watch the pre-recorded one we did with Quinny, Harry and McBride. Very Celtic orientated. I give my thoughts on the whole matrix and loads of other stuff. So definitely check that out. So yeah, the new scoring matrix comes out in about a month's time. If I was Sorare, I probably would have left it 2 months because we already saw the market. It's already had a market effect, especially if you check really high-end players like Trent and Cruz. But for the rest of us, it probably won't have too much of an impact. I know there's a little talk about how it's made it harder for threshold players. I think that was kind of a byproduct. If you think about the bigger picture here, as a football fan, as a fantasy football fan, better goalkeepers should be getting better scores, and that wasn't really true with the old matrix. So they've corrected that, and a byproduct is it's harder to gain thresholds. It's kind of win-win for Sorare, so I can see exactly why they've done it. Beyond that, we're just looking forward to the new season. Now it's just time to get into the giveaways. Go and follow me on Twitter. That's where I announce most of these giveaways, but you'll also see a couple on YouTube as well. This one had a whole range of giveaways, so I'll run them now. Giving away Matheus Cunha, Vinicius Souza, and Takashi Usami. I'm gonna draw the winners right now, so yeah, let's get involved. First out was Matheus Cunha. What you had to do to think that have a chance to win him, basically you just had to follow me on Twitter and like this post. So let's draw the winner. If we've got everything set up here, we'll click continue, and there's 193 entries, which is quite a lot. And then we just need to go to step number 3, and it's going to be the first name here. It is going to be Roger Sorare. So it's good to have a Sorare guy winning it. I'll be in contact with Roger. So congratulations on that. The next prize, if we just check and go down here, is for Vinicius Souza. So for this, you had to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you had to watch the below video and comment whether Bart van Bruggen was a buy or a buy. I hope people like the new series, and let's see. I should have loaded this all up. This time, there's only 92 chances to win. So, much better chances of, winning on YouTube. So make sure to follow, make sure to comment. And the winner is, when I click start, is, I love this little draw. Let's see if it's anyone we know. Tardlio, great concept and analysis of the under-23 market, a buy for me. That's fantastic. So, reach out to me, drop me your Sorare name, or if you can reach out to me on Twitter, that would be fantastic. But yeah, congratulations to you. And then finally, for Usami, I just wanted to give it away to, people that just generally support the channel and, follow stuff and help me on Twitter. So these 4 people had already retweeted before I'd even asked them to do anything. It was just one of my posts. So I thought that was very nice. So I'll give them a little reward. What that shows you, be nice to people, help where you can. You might get something back. Let's see who wins. It's going to be Genesis, the French footballing expert that he is. So yeah, I'll pass that over to him. Probably not much use to him, but I'm sure he can sell it and move on. So yeah. Beyond that, I hope you liked this episode of my Sorare journey. Please watch some of the other videos I've been putting out. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel and drop a comment if you have been enjoying it. And yeah, all the best to you. Cheers.